The confirmed number of cases of the coronavirus in Los Angeles County today tops 61,045. The confirmed number of deaths hits 2,565. Here in Torrance, the total number of confirmed cases is 410, with total confirmed deaths at 46. We anticipate those numbers to increase as the last 24-hour operating period in LA County is updated. Welcome to COVID-19 Today. I'm Colleen Farrell. It's 2 p.m. on Friday, June 5th. Following the death of George Floyd, protesters are taking a stance for social equality and demanding the end to police brutality and systematic racism. Los Angeles County Supervisors Janice Hahn and Mark Ridley Thomas are hoping local law enforcement agencies will continue to take significant steps toward reform and adopt an 8-step policy that is said to be proven effective in reducing the number of people killed by police and sheriff's deputies. It's called 8 Can't Wait, created by anti-police brutality organization Campaign Zero, that identified 8 reforms to use of force policies. It includes requiring officers to de-escalate situations, to intervene and stop other officers from using deadly force, to give verbal warnings before using force, prohibiting chokeholds, prohibiting officers from shooting at moving vehicles unless the person poses a deadly threat by means other than the vehicle, requiring officers to exhaust all other options before using deadly force, using a continuum of force, and requiring comprehensive reporting. Supervisors are urging the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department, along with all 46 local police departments in the county, to update their use of force policies. They have filed a motion for the upcoming June 9th meeting with the LA County Board of Supervisors. In Torrance, the police department says they've already adopted these police policies and continue to enforce and practice them. Torrance Police Chief Eve Berg said in a statement earlier this week, "Much of our policing is based on the fundamental concept of maintaining a partnership that is focused on community-based policing. We train to de-escalate a situation whenever possible and to only use the amount of force necessary to perform our duties. We will not tolerate in our ranks anyone who does not live up to these standards." A 2016 analysis by the group found that each of these 8 reforms was associated with a 15% reduction in police killings for an average police department, and departments that implemented more than 4 of the reforms saw the largest reduction in killings. Studies continue to prove that wearing a face mask or face covering, along with combined efforts of frequently washing hands and social distancing, is helping to slow the spread of the virus. Since the start of COVID-19, one of the daily reminders by health officials and organizations like the Centers for Disease Control have been to wear a face covering when out in public. Well, a study published by the New England Journal of Medicine showed an experiment done to see what actually happens when someone speaks with and without a mask on. Let's take a look.
Now I'm recording.
Stay healthy.
Great.
Stay healthy. Are you recording?
Yeah.
Stay healthy.
Louder.
Stay healthy.
Louder.
Stay healthy.
Nothing.
The green laser light shows the many particles that are spread orally when someone is speaking, and then even more when someone is speaking louder. The full video showing the experiment can be seen on nejm.org. Los Angeles County and state-run COVID-19 testing sites have all reopened beginning today. Nearly half of the 36 sites throughout the county were temporarily closed due to a lack of site employees available and amid the protests that intensified over the weekend. Now residents can make an appointment by visiting the county's COVID-19 testing website. Same-day appointments are available at state-operated Optum Serve sites. Countywide, more than 30,000 people have already been tested this week. Sites have the capacity to test more than 25,000 people per day. Dr. Christina Galley, the director of the Los Angeles County Health Services, says we are committed to ensuring that testing is widely available to people who need them. And with many crowds continuing to gather in the wake of George Floyd's death, public health officials say anyone who has participated in a protest or rally and were in close proximity of others should get a free test. Testing sites can be found by going online to covid19.lacounty.gov/testing/. The first dog in the U.S. has tested positive for COVID-19. According to the United States Department of Agriculture, a German Shepherd in New York is said to be the first dog to test positive for SARS-CoV-2, the virus that causes the COVID-19 infection. The USDA says in a statement that it first took samples from the dog after it showed signs of respiratory illness. The dog is expected to make a full recovery. One of the dog's owners tested positive for COVID-19, and another dog in the household tested positive for coronavirus antibodies, suggesting exposure. Officials say the risk of animals spreading the virus to people is considered to be low. So far, 2 cats, a tiger, and a lion have all tested positive for the coronavirus. All the animals lived in New York, considered to be the epicenter of the U.S. outbreak. After closing its doors for several days following civil unrest throughout Los Angeles County, the Del Amo Fashion Center reopened to the public today at 11 a.m. and resumes its COVID-19 limited hours. All barricades to the mall have been removed as of this morning, and all entrance points are now accessible. These were safety precautions put in place during the last week when stores were at risk for potential looting and vandalism. Simon officials say they appreciate the city's efforts in ensuring the protection of the mall since the weekend. Since reopening, Del Amo has increased emphasis on cleanliness, including enhanced sanitization and disinfecting protocols, making protective masks, sanitizing wipes, and hand sanitizing stations available for shoppers. Now, if you're not quite ready to head back to the mall, you can still take advantage of curbside pickup services. That's available at nearly 24 stores at Del Amo. Some include Barnes & Noble, Macy's, Anthropologie, Crate & Barrel, Dick's Sporting Goods, Joann's, and Nordstrom, to name a few. During the health crisis, the mall hours are 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. Monday through Saturday and 12 p.m. to 6 p.m. on Sundays. Check out Del Amo's website at simon.com. May looks to be a promising start for the economy. The Bureau of Labor Statistics reports nearly 2.5 million jobs were created just in the last month alone. This compared with economists' forecasts that called for job losses of 9 million. The unemployment rate also tumbled to 13.3%, better than the estimated 19%. This was the largest one-month job gain in U.S. history. This is good news for the American labor force, as a large portion of the jobs came from the leisure and hospitality industries, followed by construction, education, and health services, then retail, trade, and manufacturing. The Trump administration also reports that they expect to spend up to $1 trillion in the next round of economic stimulus. A local small business received national recognition this week. The United States Environmental Protection Agency announced the names of 9 businesses across the country to share in a $3 million award to businesses to continue developing and commercializing technologies to protect the environment. Torrance-based company IntelliSense Systems will receive $300,000 to use toward developing sensors to track wildfire air pollutants. EPA Pacific Southwest Regional Administrator John Boosterud said they are looking forward to seeing the innovative products and solutions IntelliSense System develops and welcomes the contributions to keep our firefighters and communities safe in California and across the nation. As the city continues in its COVID-19 recovery efforts, more and more services will continue to resume. The city's Public Works Department announced street sweeping will resume its normal schedule in residential and all other areas. Currently, with services on hold since mid-March, there's been a buildup of debris in curbs and gutters by the catch basins and in certain areas in standing waters. This goes into effect Monday, June 8th. At this time, enforcement of no parking for street sweeping restrictions remains suspended until further notice. The weekend is here, and if you're looking forward to getting some outdoor exercise, you won't have to go far now to get on a golf course. The Sea Air Golf Course reopened to the public on Monday. The city's Community Services Department also put safety guidelines and protocols in place that align with the state, county, and local health officials' orders. Visitors who want to play the 9-hole course must adhere to appropriate social distancing protocols. Players must have a face covering while interacting with staff and at all times while on the course. Groups are limited to 4 people, including minors, and no caddies, spectators, or guests will be allowed on the course at this time. Golf groups must keep 1-hole distance or approximately 50 yards apart between the next group. All players must also sign a waiver and release form related to COVID-19 prior to entering. The hours of operating are Tuesdays through Sundays from 9 a.m. until dusk and Mondays opening at 1 p.m. For more information, call 310-543-4653. If you've ever noticed a shopping cart out of place somewhere outside of a shopping center, the city is asking the community to report it. Torrance announced they are working with the industry leader of shopping cart retrieval cart called CartTrack. They utilize modern delivery reporting and logistics systems that allow for the most consistent coverage of areas and are focused on resolving shopping cart issues in a timely manner. To report a found shopping cart, call 888-992-4778. Another local restaurant is now open for dine-in service. Bettolino Kitchen, located near the Riviera Village on Palos Verdes Boulevard, announced they are seating patrons once again. The popular Italian eatery has spent the last few days getting the dining room up to new safety standards. Some of the upgrades include having a designated team member whose job it is to constantly clean and sanitize the restaurant, focusing on high traffic and commonly touched areas. Tables are 6 feet apart or have a plexiglass partition between them. Bettolino hired Olson Visual that created structures fitted with custom wood graphics as separators to match the restaurant walls. Guests will also be asked to box up their own takeout at their tables, and if you have reservations, you're asked to stay in the car and call upon arrival to control the traffic flow into the restaurant. The owners at Bettolino took a survey from customers about what they can do to make them feel more secure and comfortable when dining out again, and included the feedback in their reopening plan. Bettolino Kitchen is the sister restaurant to Gaetano's, also in Torrance. Gaetano's is also now serving patrons in its dining room and outdoor patio. They've listed all of the safety protocols in place at this restaurant as well online. The family-owned and operated business has always had a big stake in the community, finding ways to give back whenever possible. During this pandemic, Gaetano's took part in the South Bay Family Food Fundraiser event, donating food to help feed the community's most vulnerable. And Bettolino Kitchen was one of the many restaurants in the South Bay to serve meals to local medical heroes. During National Nurses Week in May, Bettolino Kitchen delivered more than 24 meals to the nursing staff at Providence Little Company of Mary Medical Center in Torrance to show their appreciation for frontline workers. You can follow them on Facebook or Instagram at Bettolino Kitchen and Gaetano's. In honor of National Donut Day today, many nationwide chains are offering freebies to celebrate. At Dunkin', guests can get a free classic donut with any purchase of any beverage. Grubhub is offering to throw in a half dozen donuts on Dunkin' orders of $10 or more through the weekend. Krispy Kreme is offering a free donut if you stop in today. They've offered this deal all week starting on Monday. Guests can pick from any variety of donut they want, not just limited to the classic glazed. Randy's Donut says it's giving away a free bag of buttermilk bites if you stop by today. And Winchell's Donut House and Yum Yum Donuts are offering a free regular donut with any purchase. Well, if you're one of thousands who won't be part of a traditional graduation ceremony due to COVID-19, we want to celebrate you and your big milestone. Whether it's a preschool promotion or a college graduation and every milestone in between, send us your photo and let us know what school you're graduating from, and we'll be sure to get it on our show. Email us at covid19today@torranceca.gov. Well, before we go, at the end of each program, we like to share stories from our community. Feel-good pictures, images, and videos that remind us of how resilient our community is and reflect how Torrance cares. Local residents continue to make a difference by keeping our frontline workers safe. Simon Pang and Helen Yu are Torrance residents and principals of the Royal Business Bank located in Torrance. Throughout the pandemic, they have donated surgical masks to city employees and Torrance police and fire departments. In these pictures, you see Pang with Torrance Police Chief Eve Berg and Mayor Patrick Fury as they accept the donations of PPEs. They've also donated hand sanitizers. Last week alone, they donated 3,000 masks to Torrance Police and donated more than 5,000 to the city and several thousand to the Torrance Fire Department. It's these acts of kindness that truly show how unique the Torrance community is and how Torrance cares. Now, if you have a great story or have pictures or videos you'd like to share or just want to say hello, please email us at covid19today@torranceca.gov. Stay informed by signing up at torranceca.gov/Torrance Alerts. Subscribe to City Cable's YouTube channel and be sure to like the city's Facebook page. That's our update for COVID-19 today. We hope you'll join us again tomorrow at 2 p.m. as Leslie Robbins brings you the latest updates. Be safe, stay healthy, and thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time.